Okay, here's the Hot Wheels race speeder. So this is quite a nice looking model. It's quite detailed. I've already done a review of the Titanium Black Series race speeder, so I'll be able to do a comparison. But here's the artwork. So there's great artwork on the top of this packaging of Ray. And then there's the vehicle and the flight navigator. So if you go to Pound World, you can get these for £1 each, which is an absolute bargain. Great model here. So here's the back of the box. Use flight navigator. I've got the X-Wing now. Just reviewed the Star Destroyer first order, and then there's the back of the packaging. And then there's the vehicle again. Looks great. So it'll be great fun to compare this to the Titanium. Okay, this is a design I really like. So yeah, that'd be quite cool. So that's your die cast race speeder. This is race speeder Hot Wheels out of the packaging on its flight navigator. It looks pretty good. There's a problem with this one though, in that this bit's plastic, the rear engine mount and the figurine, and it's kind of bent. It's sort of you can see there that it's sort of like not sitting straight, it's bent like that. So that's how it was in the packaging. So it's kind of it seems pliable enough, so you can probably bend it to straighten it, but I'm not happy with that. That's kind of a bummer, but it looks quite good. I mean, it's certainly bigger than a Titanium. Detail looks good. You've got the netting there with the bits and bobs she's collected on Jakku. A bag slung under there. Figure's more in a riding pose, like she's leaning forward. There's the rear engines. You can see it's bent though. It needs to somehow straighten out. This is the other side, so this is a lot smoother than the Titanium. And there's the front, so it looks good there. Figure looks quite detailed. You can just about make out goggles on the face. So it looks pretty cool. Detailing is pretty good on this one. The only problem is that it's bent at the rear. So let's see, I'll try and straighten it now. Well, I don't think I'll be able to do much until, there's the figure astride. You can see that the rear engine's bent there. And I think that's just the way it was packed in the box. So that's a real bummer. It's Titanium number 5 Black Series. It's Ray Speeder. And I got this at Argos yesterday for £2.49. I'm really glad it was the one. This is the one I wanted. It was the last one they had. And, so let's get this one opened and have a good look at it. Okay? So that's the front of the box, side number 5. There's the back of the box, European packaging. There's the side. Let's see what it's like. It's quite a small model, but it's nicely detailed. It's got nice paint apps to it. It's got the little basket there with all the bits she's found. It's got a little Ray figure sitting on top of it. The model's really nice. Looks great. This is one I'm going to display, so I'm going to take it out of the box. Really nice. Looks really cool. So if you go to Argos, you can get these for £2.49 at the moment, until they sell out. Really nice model, race speeder. Lovely detail on it. Let's have a better look at it. So I've managed to straighten it out a little bit, but it's still kind of annoying. That's Ray Speeder by Hot Wheels, and then there's the Titanium Black Series below. So we're going to compare these two. I mean, in terms of size, the Hot Wheels is a lot bigger. And So then she's raised more in an action pose. She's sort of leaning forward on the bike, sort of like if she's accelerating really fast. Whereas this one, she's more sedentary. She's more like she's going on for a nice summer ride to gather some flowers or something like that, as you do. Okay, so let's take these off the stands and compare them up close. I know you can hardly wait, neither can I. Okay, here's the titanium Black Series race speeder. You can see it's got nice weathering on it. It has a nice net bag with bits of metal junk sculpted into it. The figure itself is sitting quite upright, but it's nicely sculpted. You can make out her face there. That she hasn't got the goggles down. She's got a foot on the accelerator. There's nice painting on the engine, sort of grey, dark black with silver highlights. There's lots of silver highlights on the actual orange to bring everything out, and there's some yellow and rust to simulate rust, and the panel lines are black, so it draws this ship out, the sort of details, even though it's smaller than the Hot Wheels. It looks great though, this one. There's the engine grille, and then here's the back. You can see the rivets there, which you don't get on the Hot Wheels. These are painted orange, but you've got lots of lovely detailed panel lines, the orange and then the brushed yellow just brings everything out lovely. And then you've got orange with silver there, black and silver on the engines, a bit of brown on the saddle. The canopy there is plastic, clear plastic. Let's focus. So you can have a good look at Ray there. And then you've got the two rear engines. Everything's nice and straight, unlike the Hot Wheels. There's the ship from the top, and then here's the ship from the underside. So it's quite a good little model there. Then here's the Hot Wheels. So you've got less paint detail in terms. You've got a dent there though. Let's see if this one's got a dent. This has just got a bit of silver there. This has actually got a dent there. You can see that this one's a lot bigger. And you've got the bright orange of the speeder, the front bit there. You've got no dark for panel lines. You've got the front visor, canopy, whatever, is just painted black. You've got a saddle here which this one doesn't have. I mean, in terms of detail, probably this one's got more detail here. I mean, they're both quite good. And you've got more detail there rather than here. Underside. There's no rivets on this side though, that's quite a good thing. So there's the two fronts of the engine, very similar. You can see Ray, the figure's a lot bigger on the Hot Wheels. So there is a scale difference. They both look great. So we can compare these two in terms of that side. This is more paint apps on it. There's this side, and there's this side as well. I mean, the worst thing with this is the rivets here. They're kind of distracting, and this one doesn't have rivets. But it's metal on both sides. This is metal, this is metal, that's plastic. This is plastic, metal as well. Both look great. Cool. Maybe this is plastic as well. It feels kind of rubbery, this bit. It feels like metal. In terms of sculpting, the hot titanium's got more detail. Just focus, as you can see there. So I'm going to have to say that I think the titanium's the better of the two. It's got more detail. It just, even though it's smaller scale, it just looks nicer. I mean, the panel lines just bring everything out really good. The only thing that lets down the titanium is the two rivets on the other side. They sort of spoil things a little bit. But overall it's a good model. Got lots of detail there. Looks great. And then here's the Hot Wheels, another great model. I mean, what I like about this is the way she's posed. It's like she's racing. So she's leaning forward, she looks like she's speeding along rather than taking a more leisurely ride. Another thing with this is that this bit was bent when I took it out of the packaging, but I think you can straighten it. So it hasn't got as much detail in terms of paint apps and stuff like that. It's just more like a big orange lolly, but it looks good. So that's your Hot Wheels, and this is your titanium. I mean, in terms of size, this is a lot bigger, and so, you know, they're both great models. I think this Ray figure's got more detail, maybe, even though this one's a lot bigger. Both look great. This one looks like she's actually holding controls, whereas this one looks like she's just got her hands above it, sort of in mid-air. Both look great though. I mean, if they'd revered this one up a bit more and made it look more like this one, then this one would have probably been the better of the two, but overall I've got to give it to the Titanium Black Series Race Speeder. I think this one's better. Alright, so cheers, bye. So overall this is a really nice titanium. Yes, it's small, but it's nicely detailed. It's got some nice paint apps on it, so it looks really cool. So this one is one I highly recommend just because it's from the new movie episode 7 and it just looks really cool. You can see the detailing at the front, the net there, and all the detailing on the engine's really nice. So if you can find it still, and I found this one for £2.50 at Argos, it's worth picking up. Okay, so cheers, bye. Another look at the Hot Wheels Race Speeder just to pick out some of the details this model has. There's a lot of pretty good sculpting, maybe not as detailed as the titanium, but still it looks quite good. I mean, for something this small. And yeah, I mean, I like the dent at the front. And yeah, I like the way the figure's posed, leaning forward, like she's speeding along rather than on the titanium where she looks like she's more going for a leisurely drive. And yeah, I mean, this one's pretty cool. I mean, it's a great design, this ship, and this is her main transport on Jakku, so it's quite iconic, and this is quite a good representation. The only thing I'm not happy with is the way this was bent when I... So this isn't a bad little model. Yeah, Hot Wheels Race Speeder's pretty decent. So this is the Hot Wheels at the back, and then you've got the titanium at the front, Race Speeder, and they're both pretty good. I mean, I think the titanium's slightly better, but the Hot Wheels is just bigger, and she's in a more racing position, whereas the titanium's smaller and more detailed. So it's up to you which version you prefer. Probably I'm going to say the titanium, but the Hot Wheels isn't bad, especially when you can pick it up for £1 at Pound World. So okay, cheers, bye.